What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. A very exciting one because we are attacking with dragons in Legend League. In the most recent balance update, the dragons got a very significant buff. We actually tested it out as soon as that update hit, and the dragons were very impressive. If you missed that video, I will be sure to send you across to it after this one, but since then, in the comments, you guys have been suggesting the Queen Walk or the Queen Charge into dragons. So today we'll bring you highlights of my attacks, and we will be adapting this based on the design itself. If you didn't know, the balance update happened around about a week ago now. There was a number of troops that were affected, and in my opinion the dragons were the biggest buff. A 300 HP buff at level 7. I think they will now be very much used in competitive play. But actually, guys, there is a competition this weekend where you will get to see that. The ESL Mobile Open Season 2 comes to a finale. WHF and Coastal Clash are battling live at ESL 1 New York. So if you want to see how the balance changes have affected top players and what strategies will be used, what is in the meta right now, you are going to want to be watching that live stream. I'm going to be there doing my research, enjoying the stream. I'll leave you guys a link down in the description of this video because you will be wanting to check that out if you are interested in what the meta is right now. Following the balance changes, what should you be using? But for us, let's go out into Legends League and use the dragons. Okay, what have we got here for a base? I do have all of my siege machines that I can swap out with. Town Hall down to the bottom. Sweepers in the middle. Right hand side is not protected. If we could potentially charge our queen into the center here, we could then dragon into the Town Hall and straight across. That is probably going to be the best option, guys. The multi-inferno is a little bit of an issue though. Potentially we could use the slammer to get that. So why don't we start with that? Why don't we go with the queen here? 2 balloons onto the cannon. Also tests for any black bombs in that area. Let's use the king up here. Swap to the slammer so that we are ready. And then also we have the healers coming into the queen now. Let's use a rage already. We do not want that queen going down, and she's going to be under a lot of damage here. Let's try with the wizard actually down to the bottom. See if the wizard can snipe that, which it can. Very nice indeed. Then we can go with the slammer into this area next to the queen. Healers are taking fire already. We actually lose one of them, which is not ideal. King able to come inside the base here. Let's use another rage for our queen as she comes through. Gonna have to use that ability. That was super close. I'm actually going to use a rage for my balloons coming out of this siege machine as well, just in case they can get the eagle. Not looking too bad. Let's use the baby dragon on this side with 2 balloons, another 2 wizards, and then all of my dragons coming to the center with the Grand Warden. Looking pretty good at this point. I'm actually going to use my rage for the queen instead of the dragons, because I do feel like if the queen can get a little bit more value up here, then it can be useful. Dragon's going to take a lot of damage from the Giga Tesla here. I'm waiting just a little bit. Grand Warden's ability can now be used. What is my queen doing? Let's see if we can tank a little bit here with the what am I trying to say? The wall breakers. Healers do go down. I'm not sure that we have the pathing for the dragons though, guys, because of my queen. We've got 1 air defense left. This isn't a bad raid, in fact, but let's see what we can do. I froze the multi trying to protect my queen, and it didn't happen. With that air defense, I'm not sure that we're going to make this heal spell onto the dragons. Try and help them through this area. It's going to be a decent percentage, but I'm not sure that we're going to get it though. The queen charge I feel was good into that area. The slammer was good as well. Potentially the king could have been used on this side to take out some of the trash buildings though. That might have been good, because for the dragons you do want to use them similar to the queen charge minor attack. And what we mean by that is the dragons attack any building, just like the miners. This air defense is now going to do a lot of damage. Other than that, guys, there's actually not too much left in the base. I get the feeling that this one could have and maybe should have been a 3-star, but hopefully we can get one for you. I don't know about the dragons. They are strong, but with the queen charge, you've got to get the value of the base correct. Let's hope we can get you guys a 3-star, but I don't feel that's too bad of an attack. 84% it's going to be. Can the party warden get anything else? 85 it is. Gutted though. I feel we should have got that one done. Queen charge was good, but let's hope we can improve it moving forward. We have a pretty square base with everything locked inside it, so it might be okay for the dragons. However, the single target infernos will be an issue. Let's see what siege machine will be best. I think if we walk the queen probably from this area away from the singles, it will be nice. And then potentially we can use the slammer over this left or the right hand side, sorry, in order to try and break the funnel for the dragons. I think that's what I'm going to do. In fact, we could actually use let's do that, guys. Let's you'll see in a second. Let's use the wall breakers here, try and get the queen in, and then when she is inside, we can, oh, come on, queen, go into the base. Do not do this, queen. Come on, go into the base. No, what is she doing, guys? Okay, let's just see what she does here then. Let's use a wizard here to try and help. I guess she's still gonna make the funnel that little bit, but it would have been nicer if she went into the base. However, not that big of a deal. Let's send the slammer away. Can we send the slammer? We need to use a rage here, followed by the poison onto them CC troops. E-drag is going to do a lot of damage onto our queen here. Just keeping an eye. E-drag goes down. Balloons go down. Beautiful stuff. Let's use the slammer over this side, followed by the king, who will eventually batter through the wall. A couple of wizards here as well. And then when we've broke the funnel on that right-hand side, we can use the dragons. I'm a little bit gutted right now that the healers are in such range of that area. Let's rage the balloons, try and get through that single target inferno if we can. Baby dragon on that side. Then let's start with the 6 balloons and the 8 dragons straight through the middle with the grand warden, and they should be funneled straight to the center. Let's use that king's ability. Dragons should start to come together here. Queen's ability going to have to be used. Let's use a rage to help the dragons through initially. Then let's freeze this area with the queen. I actually missed the queen as part of that, which is not ideal. Let's use a heal, try and help the dragons through this area to the town hall. It's not quite working for us, guys. Let's freeze this single and the town hall again with the rage, with the grand warden's ability, try and help through the black bomb. But the dragons, in fact, aren't quite going to get through this base. They're going to get the town hall very comfortably. Oh, I say very comfortably. It was pretty close, guys. 70% near enough it's going to be. The sweeper actually does us a favor and pushes the grand warden away. One thing about the dragons is single infernos will indeed fry them, and we didn't really have anything to combat that. So 69% to start us off. Let's come back and see if we can do any better than that. Let's see if we can 3-star this one, guys. It's not good for the dragons. We have 3 single target infernos. Awful for the dragons. Where are the sweepers? Down to the bottom. One up to the top. Potentially we could queen walk in from this side. That might be okay. We could use the king to bust in the top, queen to walk down towards the town hall, dragons in from potentially one of these sides could be an option, or do we queen walk into the top? I think we queen walk down into this bottom section, so why don't we start with that? We need the wrecker. Let's go with the queen. We need a baby dragon over on this area, maybe 1 or 2 balloons to help out. And then once the queen is taking a bit of fire, we can use the healers. Then we can use the wall wrecker. Let's get one more balloon in there just to test for any black bombs. Shame that the archer tower didn't go down, but it's okay because it's actually going to keep my queen in that radius. Let's use the king, a couple of wizards in order to help keep an eye on that queen. She's got to stay alive here, guys, but I do want to slowly take my king into that area. We've got a pecker onto this area. The wall breaker or the wall wrecker does indeed get through. We actually don't have the king coming forward, which I wanted. Queen is going to take a lot of damage from the P.E.K.K.A. King is going to come in with the Queen, which is not what we wanted. We wanted the King to go in the other direction in order to help out. We've got the single onto our Queen now. I'm going to freeze that as the Queen comes forward. King is locked onto by the multi, or the single, sorry. And I'm actually, let's just see what this Queen does. Let's see if she can reach the town hall here. We might actually be okay. Let's use a couple of balloons to help out in this area. If the Queen decides to come into the town hall, I'll send my dragons up to the top. She's going to, you know, guys. She's going to get that town hall. Let's use one more rage for her. As she gets the town hall, let's now send the dragons into the top. I'm going to send one of them on the side in order to help with the funnel. Actually, down to the bottom here. Why don't we do that? Still got that Queen's ability. Let's freeze the single and the multi, or the eagle, should we say. Let's rage the dragons through that area. Queen might need her ability here through the King. Not what we want, but yeah, I'm going to use it, guys. Grand Warden's ability is used. We do not have to worry about the Giga Bomb. The air defense is going to go down. I'm actually, where should we use the heal spell? Let's use it across to this side. The single Inferno might be what fries our dragons. If only we took that down, we might actually stand a chance here. Oh, it doesn't go down, guys, so it's going to slowly pick off our dragons. Oh, the Queen is actually doing tremendous damage, and we would not have got this done. 71%. Our Queen, though, with the epic Queen charge, got down to the town hall. She took that out and allowed the dragons into the top. Again, didn't quite have the army composition to then have pathing for the dragons. Notice how they steered off to the left-hand side of the base. That's where potentially my King could have been okay. That's the one part I really messed up the attack, guys. Sending the King, I wanted him to take that area so the dragons came a bit more centrally. Still going to be plus 80% here. Hopefully these attacks have helped you out with the dragons. Had a bit of fun. You've seen them in combination with the Queen charge. They worked okay, but if you do want to see the mass dragons, when we first tested it out, they did a little bit better than this, guys. Be sure to check out this video. You will enjoy it. Thank you for tuning in today. That wraps it up. Until next time, peace out.